Hey guys, welcome back to another Foundry review. We got the next episode of She-Hulk. We got episode 5, and the title is Mean Green and Straight Poured into These Jeans. Johnny, how you doing? You ready to talk about this episode?
Man, pour it on me, brother. I am ready for this episode. Another banger!
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
banger! Somehow.
Actually,
Yeah, the
I
show
like
has
this one.
not plateaued yet. I'm liking it a lot. I really hope at the end of the day I don't have to say, like, man, She-Hulk is my favorite show. Because it was like... No, it actually is. It is really good. It's a really good show. I like it a lot. This,
yeah, so far so good. We're almost at the end.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel like it, because even like Miss Marvel felt like we were near the end when we were on the 5th episode. I thought the 5th episode was the last episode for a hot minute when that episode aired.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, there's still one more episode.
Yep.
But this one, I'm like, this could keep going. Like, they could just keep doing random cases of things
Yeah,
for
and
a while if
it's
they wanted.
This series has been very short. I think this was literally the longest episode. I think it was like 40 minutes. All the other episodes have been like 30 minutes or 25 minutes and stuff. This was like the longest. This dealt with her. She got a trademark at the end of the last episode, which I think we doofuses forgot to mention. That was very doofy of us. Yeah,
Actually.
we total doof there. But yeah, she received a cease and desist kind of thing like that. Ken, you've personally had a lot of issues with this. Would you like to speak on it? What happened to She-Hulk?
Yeah, as a lawyer that's, fake for the Foundry, I know a lot about this. This is a copyright claim because the her so-called rival in the show, or at least in the comments, Titania, has trademarked She-Hulk and is now selling things using that name, despite the fact that Jennifer Walters has clearly been using that name or has been known by that name for quite a bit longer. So she got she's been served, I guess, at the end of the last episode about this. And she was like, what? How is this? This is my name. And she's like, well, she claimed it. And we're like, all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much the whole premise of this episode is she's trying to figure out how to fight this. Yeah, I mean, that's like the very short gist of this episode. Pretty much.
Exactly. So like that, it's interfering with her work life and her personal life. That she cannot use the term She-Hulk anymore, and that she feels like a fool that this person is like benefiting and being all fake Kim Kardashian kind of thing like that with her name. Just like, selling makeup, kind of doing like
This
the
felt very
Kylie Jenner
real.
stuff.
It's very much something that would happen.
Oh, yeah,
This
I could
is
definitely
one
see
of the
that.
most believable plot lines in the show so far, I think, because like I can 100% see if something got big, people jump on that really quick. Like, oh, let's trademark it and start selling shit because people know this now. It's the hype thing. It's like this is 100% something that would happen.
Yeah. So she actually was partnered up with another character that they had a lot of disdain for each other. Who was that character? Miss Book?
Yes, that's her name. I don't remember her first name, but I think in the comics they usually butt heads in the office. I saw that like the Miss Book or whatever usually because they butt heads, she'll often take on like villain characters in the Superhuman Law Division because of her disdain for like She-Hulk and everything.
All right, so I guess her name is Mallory Book.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But she's actually the one defending She-Hulk in this case, which is good because defending yourself is quite difficult.
Yeah.
And she actually does a really good job. I was expecting for like them to butt heads or like be like mean towards each other or like her to kind of throw the case to some degree, but she actually just was like, yeah, we have all the things you need. We got, this video evidence and whatever to help defend that she was using this name before it was trademarked.
Yeah.
Copyrighted.
With like them, like they obviously did not like each other, and they were made very clear on that. You think that like, because at some point she kind of has to do some embarrassing stuff. She's got to like show up and like go over some like details of her dates with people and like her experiences with these characters, like these goofy ass men that like are just criticizing her and just being ridiculous pieces of shit. And you think that like she would get more enjoyment out of it, but she's like being a friend, so I can see them. I like their dynamic. It was really weird, like at the end of it, they're like, let's get a drink, and she's like trying to be like bestie kind of thing. I was like, that was weird.
It was a little too much. It's good. Don't take it too like she was like, I'm so glad we're even friends. We're like friends now, and I forgot her name already.
Mallory Book.
Mallory Book was like, she just gave her a look like, uh-huh, okay. Like, I don't know about that yet, but like she was like okay with it. She was still nice. So like, yeah, I like the dynamic for the most part. I thought it was a pretty good plot line.
Yes, there was almost as if there was like another lawyer that could be in the show, like that she could defend with. Like I would really like that. Maybe an established character that we've already seen 3 prior seasons of. You know, maybe their own up and coming show. None comes to mind though. None that I've seen in this show yet. All 5 episodes. There's 1 episode left, and there's no Daredevil. Just saying.
Yep.
I did
Still
not
nothing.
see the man.
True, but we did get a cool subplot, which I actually thought
I
was,
like the little subplot with her.
I almost
little-
liked it more than the main plot to some degree. Because we got to see that other character, Pug. I actually really like his character
I like him a lot too.
because he's like a decent dude. He's like into this. He's collecting stuff. He goes to darn it, I also
With the
forgot her
boba
name.
tea shop.
Yeah, they well, originally he went to to get help with like staying in line for a sneaker drop, the Iron Man 3s. I thought that was super funny actually.
That is really funny, yeah.
So like, and then they're exchanging and they're like, hey, you know, I'll do this, but I need to cash in a favor. And they're like, I need to make a suit for She-Hulk. And I was like, okay. I guess this is they're trying to have like a decent origin for her suit. I'm like, okay, I like this whole thing. They go to he has a contact, Alonzo, who like, you know, will be able to find someone that can make a suit. And they go to the boba tea shop, and he's like, this is like, they're like, you know, show us where's the guy that can make us clothes, or who has the clothes for superheroes? And he's like, this is a boba tea shop. So they just look like idiots for a little bit, but then they end up finding it, and like, yeah, I thought that whole thing was very fun, kind of a.
It was fun,
side plot.
and then I liked like how he's like, all right, I'll buy the Avengers and the Avengers, like spelled
Yeah.
differently, like the knockoff gear and stuff that he was selling at the boba tea shop. That was funny, and then
Yep.
this was very like promising and kind of teasy towards Daredevil fans because one, Daredevil people knew that Daredevil was going to be in the show, and then a big thing about Daredevil is that he was getting his suit created on more than one season. So like that's a really big staple about Daredevil's origins, like the Netflix series.
True.
And I feel like they really were jerking around fans, like kind of teasing that he might be in this episode at some point. I feel like they knew that on purpose, and I feel like,
Yeah.
damn you, like that was smart of them, but damn you, because I was really looking, like I was hyping. I was like, man, I cannot wait to
Really
see him.
building it up.
Yeah, and then the contact who makes the suits was some flamboyant guy. I don't remember his name, but I'm sure we'll never see him again. But
Well, we'll definitely see him in the next episode because of the suit, most likely. But
Yeah.
maybe not. I mean, she's got the suit now, but there must be a part where she walks out and be like, "Wow, this is pretty nice," and he's like, "See, I told you I'm a genius," or something like that. I'm sure. But he seemed like that whole thing was pretty cool. He's
I liked him a
he
lot,
clearly
how-
knows what he's doing. He's like, this is I have talent and I know what I'm doing, but you present me with a challenge because she can shrink and grow on command, so I'll take it. So I was like, okay, you know, challenging his genius a little bit, see what he can do.
yeah,
And so I thought that was a cool little way to get the suit, I guess.
I was hoping that it would be Melvin, I believe his name was, from the Daredevil series, because
Yeah.
that character made suits for Fisk before. He also made suits for Daredevil and whatnot, and he was just very. It seemed like he was very into what he was doing, but that's all the way in New York, and we're in Los Angeles, or where the fuck are they? Are they in LA?
They're, yeah.
Yeah, they're in LA. So, but we did see a little sneak peek. We had a little, our little suit maker was carrying around a little box, and you could see the classic yellow and red Daredevil helmet in there from like the very first couple issues. I think like literally the first issue of Daredevil, which is that suit. He wore a like yellow and red combination suit before. He wore like the black bag and stuff, and I don't know which iteration, but I think that's like the very first origin. But I think that's kind of cool how they're dialing it back, and like that's how he's starting out with it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they're going with these more comic accurate suits because it's It's interesting because it's like a weird mix of like, I appreciate that they're going with the comic accurate stuff, but some of the more realistic stuff is more believable within the setting
I agree.
of the MCU. Like the more militaristic like suits that like Cap has worn makes sense because they're more tactical. They would fit the setting that he's in a little bit better.
So maybe I
like,
shouldn't
that
wear
makes sense.
the brightest blue like in the jungle when I'm trying to be camouflage. No, I do understand what you mean. I mean,
like Daredevil's now gonna have this like very yellow's a bright color. He's not gonna blend in as well as just like the straight up like red suit that he
knocks out all the lights and the bad guys like I can still see you in the corner. It's like shit. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Like,
It's like,
yeah, man. Like you are very bright right now. I can see you very
imagine
clearly.
They just screw him over. They give him a glow in the dark suit because he wouldn't know the difference.
It's like, can you guys see me? He's just all bright as fuck. Like, no, man, you're
No,
good.
can you see you? No. Good. There you go.
That'd be piss take. No, I mean that's hilarious. Make him out to be like an absolute doof there. That'd be pretty.
Nice.
Fuck. So, yeah, in this book and She-Hulk, they get the name back and stuff, and they say like, she's a bad lady, and they kind of shit on She-Hulk's personality a bit because all the guys were like so fascinated with She-Hulk, and they kind of put a damper on Jennifer Walters as a person, her personality, you know, and that kind of made little She-Hulk a little sad, you know. She got to keep the name, but like at what cost?
Right. Yeah. A little bit of a blow to her self-esteem there. But,
Yeah.
I mean, she did end up winning, so that's good. So like, I guess the Titania has to stop making those products now. Which ooh, that would be rough. That's a lot of product.
Yeah, how villainous of a character. Like, episode 1, they're literally fighting in the courtroom. Episode 5, they're literally fighting cases in the courtroom.
What a progression.
I know. As characters, and a lot of growth, too, to where they're not getting physical anymore. I feel like that should have been, like, the one way to top it is that she gets, like, angry and physical or something like that, since that's her, like, character.
I mean, she could still do that. Maybe there's like a villain sort of team up, and that's why Daredevil's there in the first place. I don't know why.
Yes.
I still don't know why that would make sense necessarily, but that would at least give them a reason to interact. There's like a congregation of people gathering, and maybe Titania's involved, and they end up fighting again anyways. Who knows?
Well, do you remember about 2 episodes ago when she was attacked in an alleyway and that some guys were trying to get her blood?
Oh yeah, they still haven't mentioned anything about that.
No,
There's still been nothing. Like, what? Who's that boss that they were trying to get the blood for? There's got to be someone. And what about the Hulk? He flew off in that spaceship like 3 episodes ago, and is that just where that ends? They're not gonna follow up on where he was going? Maybe.
Well,
that's
yeah, the budget cannot handle 2 giant CGI Hulks, man. I believe they clearly stated that.
Yeah, I did hear there were cuts. They had to be very creative with how many scenes they include. Maybe that's why the episodes are so short, because they had to cut stuff because of budget.
Yeah, which is.
But yeah.
Well, no Meg the Stallion, on these this episode either. So yeah, not a lot going on. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I like this episode a lot too. I kind of think about it as a whole. When I think about like season 1 of She-Hulk, I'm like, man. I hope to think that it's not a waste of my time, you know? I really hope that. I hate thinking about that. It's like, man, what happened in this first season? Like, fucking nothing.
She got her powers and fought some cases.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Looking for the show to actually mean something, like, overall, or something, like, memorable besides...
Relax. I'm
like,
still a loser.
Episode by episode kind of thing, you know? But just try to think that, like, something... overarching like is gonna impact like the I guess just I hate to always be like, oh, it's the MCU, like it needs to impact the MCU, but like to me like it kind of does, like it needs to like be impactful a little bit, otherwise why are we watching it?
Or have some overarching story that's like meaningful.
Yeah,
and so far it's just been a lot of kind of like various things. There's been some threads, just overall character development, but
yeah, say if
I don't
like
know where it's leading.
Exactly. Like, say if you like put like, you put a movie like in 3 acts, you know, and with like this first season, like it still feels like very act 1. Like everyone's still like developing their characters. She's developing what kind of person she is, and like getting her friends, and she's just got her suit. Like this all feels very beginning stuff, and we're
Yeah.
literally on the last episode.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I think that kind of makes sense because it does kind of feel like that way. It doesn't feel like we're going towards an ending point. Like I don't know what the main conflict is, and I don't know what the resolution is going to be. I mean, I guess the main conflict is, you know, dealing with being a Hulk now, but I don't see how that leads to like where this is going and what resolution there's going to be for that, I guess.
Yeah, like I kind of hope like there is I don't know. Like I hope I don't know. Like episode 6, like Titania's gonna get her comeuppance and she's gonna countersue her or something like that. She's gonna get her name. I literally don't know where it's gonna go. I kind of, but I liking what's happening so far, but it just feels very blind.
Yeah, it just feels like, as with all these shows, it needs more episodes.
Yeah, it needs more episodes. It needs more time. Everything else though is really good. Like some of the acting feels subpar, but like it's really good. Like I don't have any problems with like a lot of the show. It's just like it is what it is. I'm accepting it. Like it has more positivity. It's like a lot of positivity. You know, I'm liking a lot of it.
Yeah, the CG is still a little bit wonky.
Very.
But whatever. Maybe they'll fix it later in post, and like they have with other shows, that sort of thing. But I mean, as long as it's not too distracting from the plot, then like I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
for sure. But it is kind of sucky because they put all these like CGI artists and things, you know, time crunchy, and they're like, we gotta get this out, and then you know it kind of looks bad, and you're like, oh, the CG sucks, but it's not their fault because they were literally time crunched and didn't have enough time, even though Disney has like unlimited budget basically. Like,
yeah, they have unlimited fucking money, and yet they're still like facing budget issues somehow.
Or timing constraints or whatever. They're just not planning it properly, I guess. But
I mean, it's like,
whatever.
Who are they answering to? Like, they are God. Like, just make good stuff. Like, why is it that hard? Like, that's why I'm so disappointed. Like all the Marvel movies, I'm like, you write the book. Like, how are you fucking it up? Like, you write your own rules.
You
like,
have
how
the
are
source
you?
Material too.
Exactly. It's like you have everything, all the available resources. You know. It's like, oh no, the fans are wrong. It's just weird like that.
It is.
Like the one thing with the Heimdall son, like how they edited the CGI, I guess, which is really weird. Like I don't everything
like they fixed it later on.
Yeah, like they have a different version of the film, I guess, like that's streaming on Disney Plus rather than what people saw in the theaters, which is insane to me. Like how often does that happen?
Probably a lot more often now than we realize, but
yeah.
It's just weird that you can do that because usually what you see in theaters is that's it. That's the final cut. You're not going to see anything different. I mean, granted, there's like Star Wars edits that happen later, but you know that that's happening. And it's pretty obvious. But these are like minute things that you're like, oh, dude, the CGI looks better. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, when that movie comes to mind, like, that's some, like, I'd say that's the bottom of my list of complaints about that fucking movie. is Heimdall CGI, you know? I'd say the CGI is, like, not something I would complain about at all.
Yeah, compared to, like, maybe the overarching story.
Yeah, which seems like would make a lot more sense, you know, if they put more time into that than the CGI, you know, because it's just whatever they pride themselves on, and obviously
same
it's
with the show, exact same thing.
Yeah,
Focus on the show before the CGI.
Like maybe her overall story is that maybe Jennifer Walters she can do it, you know. Maybe that's gonna be the overarching story, which is weird because like this is a show about She-Hulk that like you get to see the origin story of this character She-Hulk. I'm like, Jennifer Walters, I'm sure she's a great person, but I don't want to watch her. I don't want to watch her live her life on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'd rather watch superhero stuff, you know? That's why I'm here. But it's like, that's what makes sense, though. Like, that's what it seems like they're gearing towards. Like, some kind of, like, just some kind of, like, inner discovery, like, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, I don't know where they're going with this.
Hopefully they have an idea.
Well, I guess we'll know soon because the episode won't be out it'll be out fairly soon here, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but what do you give this episode?
I think I still give this one an 8. I
An 8?
think I liked it just about as much as the last one.
Yeah, I think an 8 as well. That's an 8 for me right there. I liked it. That's pretty good.
Nice. Solid episode.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave them comments down below. Let us know your thoughts on the episode or what we had to say for you slugs. But we'll be seeing you guys later on the final episode of She-Hulk, ladies and gentlemen. But until then, bye, everybody.
Peace.